With the mega announcement that WWE 2K24 will include 40 years of WrestleMania, let's cast our eyes back to 30 years of WrestleMania in 2K14 and see if they're going to copy some of those matches, because that would be the easy thing to do. Of course, with those WrestleManias, which was just from 1 to 30, they pretty much used the main events. Now, there is a few main events they didn't use. WrestleMania 20, for obvious reasons. Chris Benoit. So let's see if they're going to change the matches. I'm not saying it would be incredibly cheap to literally do all the same matches, but the reality is, when you look at it on face value, the main event matches are what we care about. You know, Rock against Austin at 17 and 15, you want to see that. Michaels against Austin, you want to see that. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, that's the iconic image, right? Hogan, Warrior. Even though Hogan Rock wasn't the main event, people's going to want to see that in this game rather than Jericho Triple H. But let's cast our eyes back to 2014, have a look at this list, and then what I'm going to simply do is talk about the last 10 years and say what matches should probably be included in that. So if we look at the Hulkamania Runs Wild era, which takes us from WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania, right up until WrestleMania 11. So the first one, we had Andre the Giant against Big John Studd. Again, I think the reason why they went with this one is it's much easier to do a one-on-one match rather than what actually happened, which of course Mr. T, Hogan, Roddy Piper, etc. That's why they went with this one. And you could also maybe argue because Hulk Hogan would be in like literally every single match. So that was your first one. Not exactly the greatest way to kick off. Hopefully this time 2K get the finger out and get like Mr. T on board, because why the hell not? WrestleMania 2, the second option was Hulk Hogan against King Kong Bundy. No complaints there. WrestleMania 3 has actually got two matches, which is I'm a wee bit surprised about. So we had Macho Man Randy Savage against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Then we had, at the same Mania, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. So we've got that in there. Two matches at one Mania. I'm not saying it sets a dangerous thing going forward setting that, but I mean, I think there's much more Manias you would rather see them replicate like two matches than WrestleMania 3. But anyway, at WrestleMania 4, we've Macho Man Randy Savage against the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. 5, we've got Macho Man against Hogan. 6, we've got Hogan against Warrior. 7 is Slaughter against Hogan. 8 is Flair against Macho Man. 9 is Bret versus Yokozuna. And also 9 is Yokozuna against Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan, out of these first 9 WrestleManias, is a part of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 matches at your opening 11 was Hulk Hogan back in 2K14. I'm looking at this list. Has anyone fell out with the company since then? No, not that I can really. I mean, Ric Flair, yes, is in AEW, but I doubt if Hogan is going to be in this. Well, they're going to have to put. Well, I say they're going to have to put Hogan in. He's in the trailer, so of course Hogan's in. Flair isn't on the cover. They've put Charlotte Flair on the cover, which is a bit surprising. But for the most part, I don't think much will change about this list. It would be great if they could get Mr. T to do like the opening match, because Andre Giant against Big John Studd, it's a wee bit fucking pish to kick off a big epic game mode, isn't it? It really is. Then we've got the new generation. We've got 2 matches at WrestleMania 10. Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels and Yokozuna versus Bret Hart. So wait, hold on. Yokozuna versus Bret Hart? That's... So wait, see, that's another problem. Bret took on Owen. Why pretend, right, that Yokozuna took on Bret? Wait, no, he did. He did take on Bret. But the problem is, Bret had the match with Owen, and that match is so much more memorable, and it's never ever going to be included, which is a shame, because of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Things like that, even though it's more his wife. But then we have WrestleMania 11. We've got Undertaker against King Kong Bundy. Diesel against Shawn Michaels. Does that match interest many people? Probably not. Then we've got WrestleMania 12. We've got Undertaker against Diesel and Bret against Shawn. So there's 2 matches again. So as you can see, the later we go into these Manias, you're getting your 2 matches. And we also at WrestleMania 13, we've got Bret against Stone Cold. And that wraps up our new generation era. Matches that you could potentially see added. Let's talk about them. mean, I guess you did have Undertaker against Psycho Sid at Mania 13. I don't think Psycho Sid's in a bad state with the company, but, you know, you think of WrestleMania 13, you do not think of Bret Hart against Stone Cold. From WrestleMania 12, a match I would like to see is the big, massive Hollywood street fight between Goldust and Roddy Piper. But with the ties that had to O.J. Simpson and the fact that Piper's gone and Goldust is in a different company, I don't see that match coming to fruition. Into the Attitude Era, we had 4. We had The Undertaker versus Kane, The Rock against Stone Cold. Then we had WrestleMania 2000, Triple H, Rock, Foley, and Big Show. Then X7 was Rock versus Austin. So throughout the Attitude Era, which, you know, is the biggest era of all time, they didn't decide to do 2 matches. I look at Mania 14, why Austin Michaels ain't in there is baffling. Oh, we couldn't be arsed getting Mike Tyson as the special guest. Ridiculous. Then WrestleMania 19, Rock Austin, no complaints from me there. WrestleMania 2000, again, I mean, I did like Jericho Benoit angle, but it's just not going to be put in there. You've got the triangle ladder match, but I can accept why they're not going to put that in. I guess the Dudleys are no longer part of the company. They do have Legends contracts, to be fair. The Hardys are in AEW and Edge and Christian are in AEW. But then it's like X7, it's like, that's such a big part of that for me. And obviously Rock Austin, it's no surprise that I would like to see Vince against Shane. Relive it. Hell man, just do every match at Mania X7. It's never going to get better than that. We then go into the Ruthless Aggression era. We've got Rock against Hogan, Jericho against Triple H. So when we get into the Ruthless Aggression, that is where we've got 2 matches, pretty much every one. Then we've got Jericho against Michaels at 19, Rock against Austin at 19. But again, Kurt Angle wasn't in the game. Kurt Angle can now be in the game. So for me, I think it makes total sense to have Brock Lesnar against Kurt Angle in the 2K24 mode. Problem is though, but then you don't. It's not like you need to take Jericho, Michaels, or Rock Austin. You don't like. Then we go to WrestleMania 20, where it says that there was 2 matches included: Goldberg, Brock, and Cena, Big Show. Goldberg was not in 2K24. 2K14. Again, I don't think Goldberg's going to be in 2024 either, so that's going to be a problem. 21 only had 1 match with Bradshaw taking on Cena. Then 22 had Edge, Foley. 23 Batista, Taker, and Cena, Michaels. Then 24 had Orton, Triple H, Cena, Michaels, Flair. You know, this list is very long. Like, the Universe era has got a lot of matches. To my knowledge, I thought it was only 1 match they had at each thing. But anyway, point is, this is giving you examples as well. And then the Universe era, I mean, I'll just name a few. You've got, of course, The Rock versus John Cena, Brock Lesnar against Triple H. You've got The Miz, Cena, Taker, Michaels, 2 matches there, Jericho, Edge, etc., etc. So, you know, since 2014, now I think on, obviously, 30 years WrestleMania, I don't actually think they had, because it's come out the year before, they didn't have Bryan beating Evolution. Brian's in AEW, so they're really going to do that this year, and I can't actually think of another match that happened at 2000. Well, actually, the streak get ended. Fuck, I can't get another match. There you go, there's a match that ended. 2015, you can't really do Sting Triple H, so they'll probably do Taker Bray Wyatt, since of course Bray Wyatt has sadly passed away. WrestleMania 32, honestly, a dead Mania, but they will have to go with Triple H Reigns. 33. They could do Reigns Taker. They could do Goldberg Brock again. I don't think they'll do Goldberg Orton Wyatt. They could potentially do 34. You then had Roman Reigns and... Well, actually, they did have Roman Reigns and Brock, but they did that many times. They might do the 2-on-2 mixed tag match. Now the fact they can use Kurt Angle. 2019, I think they'll do the women's triple threat match. If you want to have women on this list, that's the only match that makes sense. Then 2020, COVID hit. Cena against The Fiend or AJ Styles against Undertaker in the Boneyard match. Tell you what, if they put one of those cinematic matches into this mode, that will probably make playing through like the 50 odd matches before it worth it, because I just love to rewatch either one of those matches. Then we had the next Mania, and I can't... Edge, Bryan and Reigns, that's not going to be possible, so they're probably going to have to do Bobby Lashley against Drew McIntyre. Then we got the next Mania, which is, again, Roman against Brock yet again, and then of course last year, which was Cody Rhodes against the Big Dog. So, You know, we've went over quite a lot of options there. We're not really going to find out till we get the game, but considering the game's about 2 months away, we'll probably get some of this information rather soon. But looking forward to it. This mode was great 10 years ago. 10 years have passed, wrestling's got worse, but here, maybe this mode can make the game half worth its value. But until next time, peace.